Hello, my name is AKMA IZZATI. In this video, me and my friends are going to tell you about anthropogenic disturbance to wildlife habitat. So, what is anthropogenic disturbance to wildlife habitat? Anthropogenic disturbance is a direct disturbance of human to wildlife habitat. There are many factors of anthropogenic disturbance. One of the factors is land development. As we are already concerned, people are converting forest area to land use for other purposes. For example, people are transform natural areas for agriculture and urbanization. The second factor is overexploitation. The overconsuming of wild animals and plant species is threatening wildlife population and its habitat. There is a report of Living Planet 2016 published by Worldwide Fund has documented the status of some animals population. About 58% of vertebrate animals such as mammals, birds and fish have been declined since 1970 until 2012, and there is the largest decrease in freshwater species. On average, about 81% of freshwater species was declined in that period of time. So now, let's hear some example of anthropogenic disturbance from HAZWANI.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I am HAZWANI and I will talk about the example of anthropogenic disturbance. Anthropogenic disturbances have potential to really disrupt benthic ecosystems. These ecosystems are typically adapted to natural cyclical phenomena such as seasonal storms and temperature fluctuations. Organisms are also generally adapted to natural perturbations such as wildfires, insect infestations, and wind throw events. In contrast, human disturbances are generally continuous, non-cyclic events for which organisms are not adapted. Some events are episodic or anecdotal and can be toxic. Anthropogenic disturbances that impact wildlife and their habitat include a variety of activities related to deforestation, forest fragmentation/and burn agriculture, selective logging, surface wildfires, hunting and international trades. Frequency of these activities and their impact increases with increasing human populations and human use of the ecosystem. That's all for me. Thank you.
Anthropogenic disturbance has resulted in the degradation of nearly billion hectares of land globally, either because of land development or overexploitation. Anthropogenic disturbance are creating various ecological problems. It will cause decreasing the number of wildlife populations and the size of their habitat. So here, I'm AMERA, metric number 197120 will tell you guys the effects of anthropogenic disturbance to wildlife and habitat. First, anthropogenic disturbance increasing the rates of mortality of wildlife. Opening the forest area will raise the temperature of an area. Some wildlife cannot adapt to the climate changes in their habitat, so it will cause wildlife to die. Second, anthropogenic disturbance causes wildlife to lose their habitat. It is because some areas of wildlife have been degraded for land development. Also, there is wildlife that live in the tree. So, if deforestation occurs in that area, it will cause the wildlife to lose their habitat. Besides, some wildlife facing limited space of habitat after anthropogenic disturbance occur in their areas. Last but not least, anthropogenic disturbance causes wildlife lack sources of food. For example, the immigration of prey species to other areas for their survival causes the predator for loss of food resources.
Therefore, now how can we overcome this anthropogenic disturbance that causes the rise of mortality rate, loss of wildlife habitat, and loss of food resources for wildlife? First and foremost, we should enforce legislation on bush burning and wildfires by imprisoning the doer and punishing them. Moreover, guilty persons should be charged to environmental courts for sanctions. Next, we must control over-harvesting and overfishing due to the sudden reduction of quantity of yields and fish. Then, we introduce agroforestry and organic farming. This is because of mixed cropping and crop rotation incorporates the use of leguminous crops to house nitrogen-fixing bacteria. Indeed, the use of organic manure encourages microbial decomposition and tree plantation in farms and agroforestry, which supports diverse animals, pollinators, insects, detritivores, and decomposer. Also function as food resources and habitat for wildlife. As a normal citizen, we can encourage and support local government initiatives that protect habitats and decrease the threats to the biodiversity. And I am HAMIMAH binti HASSAN. Keep smiling. Thanks for watching.